Hey everybody, this is Mattie with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend, and here's wishing you a good start to your week and your Monday. We're taking a look at a few institutional stories today that are kind of under the radar. They're not mega massive, but they're still optimistic. And for the mini market update, we're kind of going sideways. What can you do? We had obviously a couple of bad weeks. We're marginally up versus where we were in the last video. So I always say, guys, things could go up, things could go down. But we're taking a look today at some venture capitalist action out of Singapore as reported by Alicia. We're also taking a look at what the World Bank is up to and the fact that they're issuing a blockchain bond. So this is perhaps not at the level of some of the other stuff that we covered, but nonetheless is still pretty good and move things along in the space. So I'm excited about it. We'll talk about all that. But first, and as always, we're starting on altcoinbuzz.io with this article by Chris, backed by popular demand. Newsflash, this was the news. You guys know what I'm talking about by now. We're just taking a look at some of the major stories that shaped the events in the last few days in the crypto sphere. So we're not going to go over all of these, but if you want to check out this article, it includes a lot of embedded links to these individual stories. So what do we cover in the last week? Well, the fact that the Philippines is building the crypto valley of Asia. We talked about how they want to rival the canton of Zug in Switzerland, and there's a lot of investment that is being put in to basically create that outcome. Criminals no longer use Bitcoin. Now speculators do. The fact that criminals are, as far as their activity with cryptocurrency, in a relative sense, are doing it 80% less than they used to some years ago. So that's all good news. And a lot of good news from Coinbase this week. Of course, there's been all these Coinbase developments and initiatives as they continue to take over the world, as I say. So if you want to read more about these individual stories, they were big ones earlier in the week. We're not going to link to them individually, but we're going to link to this Newsflash piece because you guys seem to be digging it. So do be sure to check that out. Leave a comment for Chris. Let us know what you think about our assessment. Now, in this article by Alicia, we're talking about venture capital activity. So if Singapore VC launches first crypto fund in Southeast Asia, Golden Gate Ventures, a Singapore-based venture capital firm, has decided to significantly boost the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. The company is launching a LoonX Ventures Fund, which will invest $10 million in relevant startups, writes Markets Insider. So what is this about exactly? Big business has been eyeing the crypto market and blockchain technologies for a while now. Thus, Andreessen and Horowitz has recently launched a $300 million crypto fund. I almost forgot about this, to be honest. And I'm supposed to be the optimistic guy, right? I'm supposed to be positive. I almost forgot about this. Just the fact that, there just happens to be this firm launching a $300 million fund. This is the kind of thing that's still going on behind the scenes, guys. Despite whatever bad news we may hear about, despite whatever price drops, this stuff is still happening. The big players are still interested in the space. Do be sure about that. Going ahead, Coinbase has secured $20 billion from an unknown venture capitalist. BlackRock, of course, is considering entering the crypto market. Now it is Southeast Asia's turn to get on board, and LoonX Ventures will be its first step in the crypto blockchain direction. According to Kenrick Drionagin, who is to become the next leader of the LoonX Ventures project, it is a, quote, foundational technology on par with or possibly exceeding the internet in disruptive potential. Yeah, he's kind of got to say that, I get it, but still not a bad quote. He added, quote, right now valuations have come down to more reasonable levels and the industry is moving from pioneers to early adopters, which is a great time to start investing. LoonX plans to invest globally in companies that are creating services for the new crypto ecosystem. LoonX believes that its advantage is that it will provide blockchain entrepreneurs, both with funds and expertise. Traditional venture capitalists do not have the same advantages. You can read more about what Mr. Drionagin thinks when it comes to those particular advantages and disadvantages and get a little bit more detail here out of Alicia's article. But hey, not a bad $10 million infusion into the space. It's nice to see that you have these different, talked about it the other day, the fact that now the Philippines is on board, the fact that now this firm is starting up and showing some activity. The more and more competition you have, the better things are. And these guys are still active behind the scenes. The big investors, the big whales, and even some of the baby whales out there, they understand that you buy low and sell high. This is when they're starting to at least set up their infrastructure to be able to make the right investments. At least that's my opinion. If you have a different point of view, perhaps even a more pessimistic one, hey, I'm happy to hear it. Let us know in the comments below. You can read about one of the partners associated with this initiative, Golden Gate Ventures, and check out their very sleek and very sharp website here. We're an early stage VC firm in Southeast Asia with over 30 investments to date. take a look at some of their partnerships here. We wish them well. I hope this is something that goes well for the future and that helps us in this space. You can also read about it on Business Insider, Markets Insider, so dedicated venture capitalist crypto fund in Southeast Asia, LoonX Ventures. We'd show you guys the LoonX Ventures website specifically, but it seems to be under construction and it will be coming soon. When it's up and running, we're going to link to that. We're going to cover it in the future. But in other news for now, also by Licia, World Bank is issuing a blockchain bond. So the World Bank, the Washington-based international organization created in 1944, has taken a crucial decision. On Friday, it mandated the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, the CBA, to issue the first ever blockchain-based bond. You guys may remember that we talked recently about the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. We're going to link back to that particular topic that we covered, but hey, it's in the news again, so that's a good thing to see. According to the official press release, the CBA will act, quote, as the sole arranger of the first bond globally to be created, allocated, transferred, and managed through its life cycle using distributed ledger technology. The name of the bond will be Bond I, which is very clever because it stands for Blockchain Offered New Debt Instrument, Bond I. Quote, blockchain has the potential to streamline processes using numerous debt capital market intermediaries and agents. This can help simplify raising capital and trading securities, improve operational efficiencies, and enhance regulatory oversight, it is stated in the press release. Once the bond is launched, the World Bank, together with the CBA, will issue and distribute it on a private Ethereum-based blockchain. The CBA has, however, noted that it might consider better platforms in the future if such appear. So looking beyond Ethereum, it would seem, which is an interesting tell. With that said, the bank is not a novice when it comes to blockchain and has successfully applied the technology, shipping 17 metric tons of almonds from Australia to Germany. So as you may remember, we did talk about this in the past. So this is a nice little development. Let's see what happens with that partnership. The World Bank is a great partner to be involved with, and to the extent that they're at all even discussing blockchain and cryptocurrency, that's something that excites me. You can read more about previous endeavors and previous initiatives and undertakings in the world of crypto and blockchain. Alicia spells them out here. What do you think about this particular arrangement? So the World Bank and the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Not too bad. Let us know what you think about this story, guys. I think definitely the name is very clever. Bond I, blockchain offered new debt instrument. Are you kidding me? That's fantastic. So here's the press release itself. World Bank mandates Commonwealth Bank of Australia for first blockchain bond. You guys can read about that. Make sure you leave a comment for Alicia. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments below. And just a quick update for those that were, hopefully not many of you, but for those that were involved in BitConnect, the Ponzi scheme, the pyramid scheme, for those that have been following the price action of the coin. Interesting update today. Dead coin walking. BitConnect set to be delisted from last crypto exchange. Yes, the time has come. BitConnect's BCC token is set to be delisted from the last cryptocurrency exchange that it still traded at, meaning it's about to become a dead coin over lack of liquidity. Surprisingly, the token still has a market cap of over $6.6 million. So this was a trading scheme, and I'm sure as some of you guys know, I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but just wanted to provide a quick update. There was a rapid price drop. The price was at one point over $400, then it dropped to $7 once everything kind of fell apart. Then made that dead cat bounce to about $70 before plummeting to its current 67 cents. So it looks like it's the end of BitConnect. Part of me, I was never involved in BitConnect. I never advocated it, but I still do feel for those people that got swept up in it. It's one of these projects in the space that gives the rest of them a bad name. And to be honest, I'm just kind of happy to see it delisted, because this means that if it's finally something that we can remove from the space, we can disassociate it from cryptocurrency, then I think that gives all of the other projects and all of the other really valid efforts out there more credibility. So rest in peace, BitConnect. You don't quite have my sympathy, but for those that were involved in some of its unfortunate manipulations, you all do have my sympathy. So reach out in the comments below, guys. Let us know what you think about this, whether or not you were involved in BitConnect. Hopefully not many of you were, but it's the turning of a page here and the beginning of a new chapter, hopefully. With that said, guys, do be sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. Hey, make sure you're following us as well on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram. If you like this video, you know what to do. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Click the bell to be notified, because we put out new content every day. If you choose to invest, guys, I wish you happy investing. If not, that's cool too. Hey, listen, we'll see you again soon in a new video. Have a great Monday, a great start to your week. We'll see you again soon. Take care.